Welcome to Vskills YouTube channel. In this video, you will learn about the top interview questions for Python. So, let us begin. Question number 1. What are the advantages of Python over other languages? The answer is, following are the advantages of Python over other languages: presence of third-party modules, extensive support libraries, open source and community development, learning ease and support available, user-friendly data structures, productivity and speed. Question number 2. Why pass statement is used in Python? The answer is, it is used to jump out of the loop. Question number 3. How import modules are stored in Python? The answer is, import modules are stored as Python code file. Question number 4. Which character is used to indicate end of a block? The answer is, end of a block is represented by colon. Question number 5. What is Python path? The answer is, Python path is an environment variable used when a module is imported. The Python path looks for the presence of imported module in different directories. Thereafter the interpreter uses it to determine the module to be loaded. Question number 6. What is tuple in Python? The answer is, a tuple is a sequence of immutable Python objects. Question number 7. Where docstring is placed in a module? The answer is, docstring is placed in the last line. Question number 8. What is Python and give some benefits of using Python? The answer is, Python is defined as a programming language with objects, modules, threads, exceptions and automatic memory management. It is very simple and easy, portable, extensible, has a built-in data structure and it is an open source. Question number 9. Define PEP8. The answer is, PEP8 is defined as a coding convention that gives a set of recommendation about how to write your Python code more readable. Question number 10. Define pickling and unpickling. The answer is, the process of picking involves pickle module accepts any Python object and converts it into a string representation and dumps it into a file by using dump function. Where on the other hand the process of retrieving original Python objects from the stored string representation is called unpickling. Question number 11. Give reason why Python is interpreted. The answer is, Python language is an interpreted language, such that the program runs directly from the source code. Python language converts the source code that is written by the programmer into an intermediate language, that is again translated into machine language which has to be executed. Question number 12. In Python, how is memory managed? The answer is, steps in managing memory in Python are, the Python memory is primarily managed by Python private heap space. All Python objects and data structures are located in a private heap. The programmer does not have access to this private heap and interpreter takes care of this Python private heap. The allocation of Python heap space for Python objects is done by Python Memory Manager. The core API gives access to some tools for the programmer to code. Python has an inbuilt garbage collector that recycles all the unused memory and frees the memory and makes it available to the heap space. Question number 13. Specify the tools that helps in finding bugs or perform static analysis. The answer is, PyChecker is a static analysis tool that is used to detect the bugs in Python source code. PyChecker warns about the style and complexity of the bug. Also Pickling is another tool which verifies whether the module meets the coding standard. Question number 14. What do you understand by Python decorators? The answer is, Python decorator can be defined as a specific change that we make in Python syntax to alter functions easily. Question number 15. List the differences between list and tuple. The answer is, the point of difference between list and tuple is that list is mutable while tuple is not. Tuple can be hashed for instance as a key for dictionaries. Question number 16. How will you pass arguments by value or by reference? The answer is, since everything in Python is an object and all variables hold references to the objects. Therefore the references values are according to the functions, due to which you cannot change the value of the references. But we can change the objects if it is mutable. Question number 17. Define namespace in Python. The answer is, since every name introduced has a place where it lives and can be hoped for, in Python. This is referred as namespace. Namespace is like a box where a variable name is mapped to the object placed. Therefore whenever the variable is searched out, this box will be searched to get corresponding object. Question number 18. Give reason why Lambda forms in Python does not have statements? The answer is, Lambda form in Python does not have statements because it is used to make new function object and then return them at runtime. Question number 19. What do you understand by unit test in Python? The answer is, unit test is a unit testing framework in Python. Unit test supports sharing of setups, automation testing, shutdown code for tests, aggregation of tests into collections and more. Question number 20. How do you define generators in Python? The answer is, generators are the way of implementing iterators. It is just a normal function except that it yields expression in the function. Question number 21. How will you copy an object in Python? The answer is, in order to copy an object in Python, we should try copy.copy, or copy.deepcopy for the general case. Since we cannot copy all objects but yes most of them. Question number 22. What do you understand by negative index in Python? The answer is, Python sequences are indexing positive and negative numbers as well. Therefore for a positive index, 0 is the first index, 1 is the second index and so forth. On the other hand for negative index, -1 is the last index and -2 is the second last index and so forth. Question number 23. How will you convert a number to a string? The answer is, we must use the inbuilt function str in order to convert a number into a string. In case you want a octal or a hexadecimal representation, use the inbuilt function oct, or hex. Question number 24. Differentiate between xrange and range? The answer is, the primary difference is that xrange returns the xrange object while range returns the list, and uses the same memory and no matter what the range size is. Question number 25. What do you understand by module and package in Python? The answer is, module is the way to structure programs such that each Python program file is a module, which imports other modules like objects and attributes. On the other hand the folder of Python program is a package of modules, such that a package can have modules or subfolders. Question number 26. State the process to share global variables across modules? The answer is, in order to share global variables across modules within a single program, you must first create a special module. Then import the config module in all modules of your application. Thereafter the module will be available as a global variable across modules. Question number 27. What is Flask and list down its benefits? The answer is, Flask is defined as a web micro-framework for Python that is based on Werkzeug, Jinja 2 and Good Intentions BSD licensed. Werkzeug and Jinja are two of its dependencies. Since Flask is part of the micro-framework, therefore it will have little to no dependencies on external libraries. Also it makes the framework light while there is little dependency to update and less security bugs. Question number 28. Is Python interpreted or compiled? The answer is, Python as a programming language has no saying about if it's a compiled or interpreted programming language, only the implementation of it. The terms interpreted or compiled is not a property of the language but a property of the implementation. Python program runs directly from the source code. So, Python will fall under bytecode interpreted. The .py source code is first compiled to bytecode as .pyc. This bytecode can be interpreted, official CPython, or JIT compiled, py. Python source code .py can be compiled to different bytecode also, like IronPython.net, or Json JVM. Question number 29. What is PEP? The answer is, PEP stands for Python Enhancement Proposal. A PEP is a design document providing information to the Python community, or describing a new feature for Python or its processes or environment. Question number 30. How is memory allocated for variables in Python? Due to Python's dynamic nature. The answer is 1 of. The byte size of the name of a variable is a string, plus 2 bytes or pointers. 1 byte or pointer plus 1 byte or pointer for every unique attribute. The memory of your entire application more than the current memory of your application. Something else, depending on your definition of a variable. Question number 31. What is the difference between Python arrays and lists? The answer is, arrays can hold only a single data type element whereas lists can hold any data type elements. Question number 32. What are negative indexes used for? The answer is, the index for the negative number starts from -1 that represents the last index in the sequence and -2 is the penultimate index and the sequence carries forward like the positive number. The negative index is used to remove any new line spaces from the string and allow the string to accept the last character that is given as s-1. The negative index is also used to show the index to represent the string in the correct order. Question number 33, why do we use Numpy mainly? The answer is, we use Python Numpy array instead of a list because of the below 3 reasons: less memory, fast, convenient. Question number 34, what is dictionary in Python? The answer is, dictionary in Python is an unordered collection of data values, used to store data values like a map, which unlike other data types that hold only single value as an element, dictionary holds key-value pair. Question number 35, what are args and quarks? The answer is, we use args when we aren't sure how many arguments are going to be passed to a function, or if we want to pass a stored list or tuple of arguments to a function. Quarks is used when we don't know how many keyword arguments will be passed to a function, or it can be used to pass the values of a dictionary as keyword argument. The identifiers args and quarks are a convention. You could also use Bob and Billy, but that would not be wise. Question number 36, does Python support multithreading? How do we achieve that? The answer is, Python does not support multithreading natively. However, there are libraries to add support of multithreading into Python, but it is generally not a good idea in Python. Question number 37, what is monkey patching and mention its most common use? The answer is, monkey patching is changing the behavior of a function or object after it has already been defined. Most of the time it's a pretty terrible idea. It is usually best if things act in a well-defined way. One reason to monkey patch would be in testing. The mock package is very useful to this end. Question number 38, what are the naming conventions of variables in Python? The answer is, only use lowercase while naming a package in Python. Python loves the small case alphabets and hence suggests module names should also follow the suite. Classes in Python subject to a different naming scheme called as capwords convention. Global variables must all be in lowercase. Every instance method should have self as its first argument. All class methods should have CLS as their first argument. All constants must be capitalized completely. Question number 39, how do we specify private and protected access specifiers? The answer is, we use double underscore as the beginning for a private variable name and single underscore for protected. Question number 40, how will you manage different versions of your code? The answer is, everyone should be knowing and using version management service like Git or GitHub, as it will help a lot when working in large projects with big teams. Question number 41, explain Python's garbage collection mechanism. The answer is, Python maintains a count of the number of references to each object in memory. If a reference count goes to 0, then the associated object is no longer live and the memory allocated to that object can be freed up for something else. Occasionally things called reference cycles happen. The garbage collector periodically looks for these and cleans them up. An example would be if you have two objects, 1 and 2, such that object 1 into x is equal to object 2 and object 2 into x is equal to object 1. If object 1 and object 2 are not referenced by anything else, then they shouldn't be live. But each of them has a reference count of 1. Certain heuristics are used to speed up garbage collection. Question number 42, write a program to swap two numbers. The answer is, A, B equals B, a program is used to swap two numbers. Question number 43, what is slicing in Python? The answer is, it is a single expression anonymous function often used as an inline function. Question number 44, how do you use slicing operation to reverse a string? The answer is, use original string -1 to reverse a string. We simply create a slice that starts with the length, end at position 0, move with the step -1, or one step backward. Question number 45, how do append and extend differ in a list? The answer is, append is used to add elements. Extend is used to concatenate lists. Question number 46, how do we write a multi-line string? The answer is, by using the escape character \. For an example, string equals hello, I am a string \, and I continue that string. Question number 47, find the number with maximum frequency in a list using single line of code. The answer is, use maxList.key equals 2 list.count to find the number with maximum frequency in a list. Count method returns the number of times the specified element appears in the list. Keys method returns a view object that displays a list of all the keys in the dictionary in order of insertion. Question number 48. How do you give arguments to a program via a terminal? The answer is, by importing system module and then using arg variable. Question number 49. What is the use of Lambda function? The answer is, it is a single expression anonymous function often used as inline function. Question number 50. Mention a few main differences in Python 2.0 and 3.0. The answer is, in division, version 2 returns integer. On the other hand, version 3 always gives float. At the time of print, version 3 always requires parenthesis. In version 2, implicit string type is ASCII. But in version 3, implicit string type is Unicode. Question number 51. Given two sequences, how do you make a dictionary? The answer is, use dict and zip functions to create a dictionary from two lists. Zip T1, T2 with one list as T1 and another list as T2 to create a zip iterator containing pair of elements from the two lists. Use dict function to convert zip iterator to a dictionary of key-value pairs. Here T1 and T2 are the two sequences. Note, both sequences should be of same length. Question number 52. What are accessors, mutators, and at property? The answer is, what we call getters and setters in languages like Java, we term accessors and mutators in Python. In Java, if we have a user-defined class with a property x, we have methods like getX and setX. In Python, we have a property, which is syntactic sugar for property. This lets us get and set variables without compromising on the conventions. Question number 53. How can you imitate switch case behavior in Python? The answer is, we use dictionary to approach to the solution of this problem. For an example def switch demo, argument switcher equals 1, January, 2, February, 3, March, 4, April, 5, May, 6, June, 7, July, 8, August, 9, September, 10, October, 11, November, 12, December, print switcher.get, argument, invalid month. Question number 54. Write a program in Python to produce a star triangle. The answer is, on your screen is shown the command to produce a star triangle by defining a Python function R. Question number 55. Write an efficient one-liner that will count the number of capital letters in a file. The answer is, count sum, 1 for line and FH for character in line of character.isupper. Question number 56. Compare Django and Flask. The answer is, Flask provides simplicity, flexibility and fine-grained control. It is unopinionated, it lets you decide how you want to implement things. Django provides an all-inclusive experience, you get an admin panel, database interfaces, an ORM, and directory structure for your apps and projects out of the box. Question number 57. What is map function in Python? The answer is, map function executes the function given as the first argument on all the elements of the iterable given as the second argument. If the function given takes in more than one arguments, then many iterables are given. Follow the link to know more similar functions. Question number 58. What is the difference between Numpy and Scipy? The answer is, first, in an ideal world, Numpy would contain nothing but the array data type and the most basic operations, indexing, sorting, reshaping, basic element-wise functions, etc. Second, all numerical code would reside in Scipy. However, one of Numpy's important goals is compatibility, so Numpy tries to retain all features supported by either of its predecessors. Third, Numpy contains some linear algebra functions, even though these more properly belong in Scipy. In any case, Scipy contains more fully featured versions of the linear algebra modules, as well as many other numerical algorithms. Fourth, if you are doing scientific computing with Python, you should probably install both Numpy and Scipy. Most new features belong in Scipy rather than Numpy. Question number 59. Write a program for binary search. On your screen is shown the binary program. It begins by comparing an element in the middle of the array with the target value. If the target value matches the element, its position in the array is returned. If the target value is less, then the search continues in the lower half of the array. Question number 60. Write a program for interpolation search. On your screen is shown the interpolation search program. Remember, one of the prerequisites for the interpolation search is that the input array should be sorted and the values are uniformly distributed. Interpolation search takes into account the lowest and highest elements in the array as well as length of the array and tries to estimate the position of the searched element. Question number 61, what is JSON? Describe in brief how you'd convert JSON data into Python data. The answer is, JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It is generally built on the following two structures, a collection of name-value pairs, an ordered list of values. We use load function from JSON module in Python. Question number 62, is Python good for image processing? The answer is, it is highly dependent on what we mean by image processing here, but a good starting point will be a PIL library. It can be used to easily import images, do basic operations like rotation and resizing and saving images. Question number 63, why is Python so famous for ML? The answer is, this is because of a number of reasons, the main points being, it has most of the libraries used for ML. All the heavy backend is done in C or Fortran, hence speed issue does not come up. It also has gained a historical consistency in this sector. Python codes have great readability and helps in concentrating more in logic than syntax. Python codes are in general much shorter, which means lesser development time. Question number 64, compare Julia, R and Python. The answer is, Julia is the fastest language, so much so that a code which takes 5 seconds in Julia takes more than half an hour in Python or R. R is mainly for data scientists and not much anticipated for general-purpose programming, hence for programmers, learning R is a bit of limiting. Python has a balance between usability and speed. Its versatility makes it the first choice of programmers. Question number 65, what do you think about the future of the Python programming language? The answer is, according to all the current research, the answer is the future, at least the near future, is going to be artificial intelligence and machine learning. Python is a programming language getting popular day by day due to its reduced complexity and the freedom it provides to work in various sectors of programming. And because of the high usage of Python in the above field, it is considered one of the best languages to design a project related to AI and machine learning, although there are other things too used for that. So, Python serves to be the best ingredient of the dessert. For more such videos, subscribe to our channel.